Growth therapy. Well, hi guys. It is me, Stephanie, making your host of Growth Therapy. And guess what? We got Jessica Clarke
Hi
here.
guys.
And this episode, I am interviewing the one and only Hannah from Love Island USA season 6. And before we get to that interview, I just wanted to do like a Love Island recap because Jess, you've been binge watching, or you've been watching.
Yes, I have.
And have you seen the other seasons before, the USA at least?
No, I never watched the USA. I always watched the British one.
Of course. I mean, that's like the OG, you know? And
I wasn't convinced.
Yeah, but then what made you want to watch season 6?
TikTok.
Right? I was telling their PR girl, I was like, I mean, because I was asking, is this season a lot bigger than last season, the past seasons? They're like, oh no, it's like blown up. Like our numbers are crazy. And I'm like, whatever you guys are doing. And I told her, I was like, it's Ariana Madix for sure. That's what it helped. And I was like, but whatever you guys are doing, like marketing wise,
they're on
media, they're on it. And whatever, just keep going.
Can we take a second to just celebrate the essence, the beauty, the body that is Ari motherfucking Anna, babes? I didn't stand her in Vanderpump, but let me tell you something. She gained a new fan. Every look, every hair placement, the way she was checking the men in there.
The slow-mo.
I stand. This is her calling. She should have never done Vanderpump. She should have been a host from jump, but everything happens for a reason. But
for sure,
I'm here for her.
No, yeah, like no offense to Sarah Hyland, but she just wasn't in a great like Love Island host. Like she just wasn't like, it just wasn't it. It didn't fit. It didn't make sense. And with like Ariana Madix, it's just like, oh yeah, like this
makes
fits.
Sense. Her side eyes, and I can just see in her face when she wants to really just go off on someone, but she has to remember that she's the host.
She's the host. She's not a part of the show. Like she's not a part of the cast. It's hilarious.
She like is bubbling sometimes. I'm like, it's all right, Ariana. We feel you, girl.
Right? Yeah. And I mean, whoever her stylist is,
they did like their big one, their biggest
one. Stay with her.
Stay
with whatever that stylist is. Like you should never leave them.
100%.
So yeah, but yeah, I mean, this season has just been like blowing up, and I'm so happy because I really loved last season, and I felt like no one was really watching season 5. So now it's kind of great to like, as a country, we are coming together. Even though politically we are divided, but as a country, we are coming together and watching Love Island USA every night. Like it really brings me so much joy.
And literally, we talk about it at work. I talk about it with my boss. I talk about it with everyone. If you're not watching Love Island, baby, what are you doing?
What the fuck you doing?
What are you doing?
And I love the whole idea of realizing like they're still on that island, and it's like Big Brother but for dating.
Yeah.
And it just feels like they're like your little Sims, you know? And you're just watching these people like go through life, like, you know, and start falling for each other, the drama. And yeah, so I'm obsessed with the cast. Who's your favorite?
Do you know who my favorite is? That's such a hard. Obviously, Serena and Cordell, but that's so easy.
So easy.
But Serena, I don't know. She is like me in that, like, even though I'm not a slow burn, she's.
I was gonna say you are not a slow burner.
I'm not a slow burn. But the way when she's in it, she is in it. And the moment you cross her, it's a problem. And like that, I think she honestly has been the most relatable cast person that's in there from a Black girl's perspective. I think she also played the game, but I also think she did so well, like holding herself up as a Black. I think she represented the Black girls really well.
Yeah, no, I love Serena. Like I love the fact that she's a slow burner. Like I really, as much as beautiful as Daya was, and as great as she was, very like direct on what she wanted. with Cordell, I think that like and people are like, she's showing you, you know, so much that Serena wasn't giving you. But I feel like I think it's a healthier relationship
For
if it
sure.
is a slow burn. Like you start off as friends. And yeah, she at one point wasn't interested, but then was honest about it. And then when she was when she was interested again, she was honest about that. And she just took her time and she really got to know this person. And I think that, and I know it comes from just like putting her guard up, but I think it in the long run, I think they will be a better and healthier couple and
Oh, for
probably
sure.
last longer
Yeah.
versus just like, you know, Cordell going to Casa and just getting a little attention and getting horny and his whatever. What did she say? His
But
little pee
he's
pee wet.
so young. Like Cordell
He's
is a
so young.
child.
You know, okay, I was looking up because you know his brother's
Odell,
Odell,
yeah.
whatever. So I was just looking up to see like, you know, age difference, whatever. Cordell just puts things in perspective. Cordell was born in 2002. I'm like, this all makes sense.
I am gagging.
He wasn't even alive in the
He
1900s.
was just sucking on his mama's titty the other day.
Girl,
That's
we were
why...
like, we were listening to Ashanti and Ja Rule while he was being like fucking breastfed. You know what I mean? Like he was,
babes. Yeah, like
he was.
Cordell is not ready for anything really,
Right.
because
I love him though. He's so cute, and he's
as a human
great.
being, he's amazing. But just like any other 21-year-old, because like let me keep it funky. He came on the show for clout. I'm gonna just say that. That's my hot take. He came on the show for clout. Does he like Serena? Yes, but he's also playing the game.
1000%.
So I just feel like, yeah, he's just going like in the real world, he's not gonna last. That's
you don't think they're gonna last?
I don't think they'll last at all. In the real world, after he gets out of here and his DMs are popping.
Oh yeah.
He starts getting those influencer collabs. He's first of all,
Cheez-Its.
I knew they wouldn't work when she says, "What are your long-term goals?" He said,
yes.
He said, "What do you mean?" I said, "Oh, he gotta go."
I really disliked him at that moment, especially he's like, I don't even want a house because utilities are high. Something like that, right? He's like, utilities be high.
I'm like, your mom still pays your phone bill. What are you talking about?
Like, you just got here.
You are still on the family plan. Stop playing. Right. You don't pay that. You don't pay the water bill a day in your life. Stop it. You don't even know what the electricity company is called. Who do you call when you need to pay your electric bill? I'll wait, sir. Stop playing with me.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah. No, I mean, do you feel like they're gonna win? I think they might have a chance of winning.
Okay, wait. I haven't watched. I haven't watched yesterday's episode. Who went home?
So yesterday. So for those who are listening, we are recording this particular episode Wednesday, July 17th. There's no episode today, so there's an episode yesterday, and what happened was, you know, Cassie came in, my girl Cassie.
Yeah,
she came in, and so, but then they had to. America voted, so they went around the fire pit, and the bottom three was Rob and Daniela, Kaylor and Aaron, which we'll get to, and Harrison and Sierra, and then the rest of the people had to choose who was the most compatible, and of course they chose Aaron and Kaylor.
Yeah.
So they were safe, but then there was like a twist. So Cassie was able to be like a lifeline and save one of the guys, Harrison or Rob. And she obviously chose Rob. And a hot take, when I interviewed her on the pod, I remember she was telling me like how much she like was attracted to Rob.
Yeah.
And she was just like, oh, like if I could go back, like I definitely would like really go for that. Like she was really saying that she got the hots for him. So
wow.
So I was like, get your man, girl, get your man.
See,
which
I really did think that they were going to take out Kaylor and Aaron. If I was playing Love Island, that's what I would do, because them being in the house is automatically reducing lessening
A
is not
chance
worth
of winning.
my
Yeah,
chance of
but they're
winning.
not.
Yeah.
But I mean, but now they're at the bottom. They're really not going to win. So they're not
Yeah.
really
And
much of a threat
why do you think America hates them now?
because America doesn't like when you fuck up a good relationship. Because they were like day ones. And if you were at like a day one, you're put together and you are like seemingly strong, and then you go to Casa Amor and then you'd like literally act a fucking fool. America doesn't like that. The public doesn't like that.
I don't know because I feel like there've been so many couples that have gone in Casa Amor that was so strong from the beginning. Same situation. They literally same situation, and they came out and people were still voting for them.
That's true. They're like Leo and Cassie last year. Like I
Here's
was voting for them,
right.
but I just think they're like. I think it's because something about Aaron I don't trust, and I think
Let me tell
okay,
you.
and also low key. I like Kaylor, but the crying sometimes.
The crying.
Girl, as someone who cries a lot, I get it. I get it. I get it. But like,
But my God,
fuck
like literally,
Aaron.
Aaron could sleep with Kayla's mom, and she would take him back the same day.
Literally,
like,
and I think that's what they see is that she folded real quick. Like at least with last season with Leo and Cassie, like Cassie made him work for it. Like
yeah,
she was like,
she did not.
I'm not about to go back to you. Like you about to, if you really want this, like you better show up and better do the thing. So she like did not fold.
But here's the thing: did you watch Traders?
Yes, not the UK though.
So you didn't see the one when Aaron was in there?
No. But he won it, didn't he?
He won by doing exactly what he's doing in Love Island.
And I think that's why, too, people realize that he's calculated.
People realize, I think people loved him. I'm like, oh my God, I want to see more of him. People were like, oh, you can see more of him on Traders. They went on Traders, and the last episode of Traders was crazy because that he was on, because everyone that, like, they were also happy, but when they figured out that he was a traitor, the shock and dismay that was on their faces when they found that he was a traitor, like it was, they're like,
oh, he was a traitor? I thought he was a faithful. I thought I heard he was a faithful.
I swear he was a traitor.
I don't know, but I heard that he was just very calculated on that show.
Yeah, he was.
Which, I mean, you kind of have to be. So is that, I don't know,
Yeah, you do, but yeah.
In order to like last, you got to be a bit calculated.
The game. True.
So I get it. So it makes him look bad. Whatever, he makes great television. And I think people just don't like the way Kaylor folded and just got back with him real quick without a fight.
Yeah.
Like she just boo-hooed and it was like, okay.
Yeah, I feel he definitely she might be playing the game too. It may have just been like a mutual discussion between the two, like, yo, we're just gonna ride this out to the end. But let me tell you something. If they reach the end and it's Kaylor and Aaron at the end, I'm gonna bet money right now Aaron is gonna take the money and leave Kaylor hanging.
Really? You think so?
Listen, y'all underestimate this boy. He comes around, his family he's really trying to invest in his family. He's really trying to like he's trying to get out of the mud for his family. And I think that is why he's doing all these shows, because he's trying to stack up and work, get his family in a good position. I don't think he's willing to risk the money over his family, because that was his whole thing on Traders. Like, I'm trying to help my family out. I'm trying to help my mom out. My mom was, he was so emotional about his family.
We'll see. I mean, I don't think they're gonna win. I think it's definitely gonna be either Nicole and Kendall, which I don't know if the people like them. I don't know if people are convinced by them, but they're like maybe the most loyal to each other. So that could be a possibility. Or if it's Leah and Miguel, it's because Leah stands.
Yeah.
She's definitely like the fan favorite of the entire show. So there might be a chance that like that could overcome it.
Let me make a correction. Aaron was a faithful. He wasn't a traitor, but he definitely gave traitor vibes. But yeah, Leah, I don't know.
I love that bitch.
I love her. As the producer in me, who, if I was on the crew of Love Island, I would cherish her. She would be my queen. As a girl's girl, I wouldn't. I don't trust her at
Really?
all. Mm-mm. She,
Why?
I think she is. I just think there's just something about her that doesn't give girl vibe. I think she's willing to do what she needs to do, girl or guy, to get where she needs to get. And I can never trust anyone that's like that.
Oh yeah, no, she's toxic. She definitely comes from like a really rich Calabasas, family. And I think, you know what? I think about Leah is like I could tell she's a good person, but she definitely just like
She likes
has
toxicity. She even said it on the show.
she even said it. She owns it.
She
And I think
owns
that's
it.
why I like her because I'm like, she's not like, sure, she, has a mouth and sure, she, could do the most, but she's like so self aware. And I think that's dope. Like
We can't
she's,
excuse being self-aware for being mediocre.
ooh, dang.
Let's keep it a buck.
But I'd rather you like be toxic and know it versus be toxic and be delusional that you're a great person.
But that would I wouldn't involve myself in either situation, so she just wouldn't be in my life anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. I don't think that
I
I
feel
could
like the
actually.
option should be, if you know you're toxic, regardless if you know it or not, somehow someone has told you you're toxic. And in Leah's situation, she knows she's toxic. So don't try and, just because you're self-aware, like, you need to fix it, babe. Like, do better.
Right.
Do
Right.
better.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure again, I don't know her outside of what we see on the villa, but I like her. I think maybe I like toxic people.
I think you like them for the entertainment value, which entertainment value wise, yes. If I met her on the street, honestly, would I be her friend? I'll kiki with her. Don't get me wrong. I feel like there's levels of friendship.
Right.
Leah to me comes off as the girl you go out with, you have a cute kiki with,
she is your party friend.
Yeah,
like
you have
you
a
will
great
have a
gossip.
good time. Right.
But do not tell her your business and do not introduce her to your man. That's how I feel.
Oh, for sure. I think, I appreciate a good party friend, and I think she's someone who would be such a good time and make a lot of memories with, but she's not someone I call when shit hits the fan,
You should like, girl, what?
Right. So, but I appreciate surface level friendship just as, I feel like there's a time and place for all that. Yeah. But you're right. I mean, really, I love just watching her on television. I think she makes really great reality TV.
The show would suck without her.
For sure. She really like helped make that show, especially in the beginning with the whole Rob situation.
Secretly, I'm rooting for her and Rob to get together.
I know, right? But then, like, I think he really likes Andrea, and I think him and Andrea are gonna get back together. I don't know if there is that part of the percentage of me that does root for that Rob and Leah story of like finding each other, that romance.
Yeah.
But I don't think like realistically they would work. I don't know.
Oh, of course they won't work, but they'll get out of Love Island. Then they'll be great TV.
That would be great TV if they get back together. Yes, I'll give you that. But I also do like her with Miguel. Miguel a little toxic too. Miguel, I don't trust that man, but I love that man.
Who said? I think my friend told me today. I don't know if they said on the show, but they were like, Miguel is what antibiotics were made for. Like,
wait, that's hilarious. Well, Miguel kind of matches Leah's energy, right? Where he 100%. He's toxic and like, but then he also embraces and is like honest about
and
himself,
that's why I'm not mad at him. Like, I would never date him, but I think he is probably one of the most genuine people in there, and I think he's actually going about it the way he actually would IRL. I think everyone
1,000%,
because there's no way in the world you'll meet a guy. Well, let's not say that because I meet a guy in 3 days and I'm in love, but like, to meet a guy in 3 days, I like Kayla and be crying over the man is wild work. Crying over a
Right.
nigga after 3 days is crazy work. I'm so sorry.
I mean, if I was okay, honestly, let's say that I was an Islander
Yeah.
and I was 23 years old, because I'm assuming that's how the fuck old Kaylor is, because that's
Yeah.
kind of what she kind of comes off. She kind of comes off as like an 8th grader to me. But anyways, she has to be like early 20s, 1000%.
Right.
I mean, and they say it all the time, like, you are so disconnected from the world. You're
Yeah.
just on this island, this villa, and all you have is each other. So you really, get a connection quickly.
Right.
I would be similar to Kaylor, where I would cry a lot. I would be that girl if I was on Love Island, if I was 23 years old. When I was 23, yes, not 33 now. But 23-year-old stuff, if Aaron was my man and he did what he did, oh yeah.
How would
I would be like Kaylor plus Leah, because I think I would have a little bit of an aggression too.
Yeah. Thoughts on Janae?
I love Janae.
Yeah.
That's my girl. Do you like Janae?
I love Janae. I feel that her and that baby boy, he another one, like the age don't make sense. There's no way on God's natural green earth that Janae will be with that boy in real life. Janae gives me she gives me Wall Street man making a pair 6 figures, and I'm not with the one, not 6 figures with the 1 or the 2. I'm talking 6 figures with the 3 or 4. She gives me, I'm on vacation every week. She gives me on my Instagram is like, the highlights is different countries. That's what she gives me.
Oh, 1000%. I feel like if you were on Love Island, you'd be like Janae.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Because you'd be like the girl's girl, very likable, funny, but then you would also be like falling hard, but also like not taking shit. If like a dude's not worth it, like you're gonna go on to the next one,
Yeah, I think she just handled everything with so much class. She lets everyone just do what they do. I think
you wouldn't go off on, so you would, but you would be like you would let them know and show like emotion, but you're not gonna like allow them to like ruin your character.
Yeah, you're never gonna catch me slipping. It could
right.
Be. But I think the difference between like when the show first started and now, I think people now are a bit more desperate and it's starting to show. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Like in the beginning, people were more likely to be like, yeah, let's see if this works. No, it's not gonna work. I don't like him as much. And now people are like actually trying to force, like, regardless of whether they think it's gonna work or not, I think people are just a bit more like willing to make things work so that they can reach the end of the game than they were at the beginning.
Oh, for sure. Because now they know there's like less and less time and bombshells coming in. So like what they got now is what they got. Versus in the beginning where you're like, it's new, it's early, who knows who's gonna come in, So that there's gonna be more options coming in, but now everyone's just kind of like, we're running out of time and people. So
grasping for straws.
Right. Exactly. But I just, I love this season, and we're running out of time, so we got to jump into this interview with Hannah. But I really loved Hannah's presence, and I was sad to see her go because I thought she was like super funny. She would have made even great television if we had more time with her, because and the little time that we had, I think she did stir the pot. She, she was fun to watch. She was like a girl's girl.
I can't wait to hear her.
I kind of wish she chose, like, I didn't tell her this in the interview, but I kind of wish she chose Hakeem over Kendall. I think she would have stayed longer.
Yeah, I agree.
Because one, Hakeem is fine. I think he's so hot.
He was he gave me the ick.
I mean, he definitely had like an icky personality, but if I'm just going off of looks, like, he was hot.
Yeah,
who would have been the person you would go to, like, you would couple up with on the island?
No one.
Really?
No, I
don't. Not even the first, like, what was that one guy that was there for 5 minutes and everyone liked him? The tall, really tall, like,
he was fine, but his hair was too shiny, and he was way
fine,
too
but
tall.
he was really
like,
way too tall.
Him and Miguel are niggas I would never, ever, ever choose in my life, because you're literally setting yourself up for heartbreak. I feel like Janae should have kept that guy. They would have been a bomb couple.
No, he was kind of a misogynistic prick, though. You remember? He was
I
all
didn't
judging
really.
her about like, because he was like saying, judging her because I forgot what her
Hey,
number was, how many people she's had sex with. It was probably like 15 or something like that. But he had like over 100 people, and he was like judging her on how many
oh, I
men that
didn't. I
she
forgot
slept
about that
with.
part. If you,
Yeah, no,
that's why he was gone. Okay.
that's why he was gone because all the girls were like,
Yeah,
"Oh
no.
hell no, you're about to be so judgy." So I don't think aesthetically they were great together,
Aesthetically, yeah.
but I don't think that would have
I'm
worked
rooting for
out.
Janae and Shalina and my guy Kendall. I mean, not Kendall.
Cordell.
Cordell.
But if you really had to pick one, who would you go for? Now that you know like the personalities.
If I really had to pick
If you
one,
really had to.
maybe Cordell.
Yeah.
I think Cordell is just fun. He's obsessed. He's cute. Like if he met, he's like he'd be chasing after Serena like a puppy dog. Like I think that's cute, and I think honestly he has a great heart and really good intentions. He's just young. I think he's gonna grow up to be a really fine gentleman, and he treats
For
her
sure.
right.
Right. I think I would go for Hakeem one. I think Cordell two. And honestly, this is gonna be might be a little surprising.
What?
Rob. I think Rob is so hot. Like I would definitely
I'm not mad at
go
Rob
for him.
though. Low key, if we could
Loki,
do a little
character development.
Neapolitan, yes.
The character development of Rob. Like I never hated him. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't like the way he handles certain things, but I would go for Rob, and
Yeah,
I
Rob
think
is
that would
cute.
I
Rob's
would like
cute.
I'd go for it.
Rob's cute.
So
I think Kendall is so baby girl. Like he needs to. Yeah.
yeah,
Kendall is
Kendall.
so baby girl to me.
He's just I don't know.
Messy.
He's a little messy, but I also this might be an unpopular opinion, but I think he was messy. Don't get me wrong, I
Yeah.
agree, but I also know why he did it. I know why he was being like that with his friends because Loki, I think I would have done the same.
What? Well,
Like
yeah.
I would have probably been that friend too. I mean, yes, I probably would have gotten in trouble because of my mouth, but like, I also feel like I kind of related to that Kendall that moment, to Kendall in that moment because I
But
would have
I
been
don't
like
think you
hyping up my
would have
friends.
though, because I think that that's only if like if you were best friends with a guy in the house and your girl like you will be like yo
Oh
like
yeah,
you
that's
will be like
true.
like remember what you have over here, remember, like especially if you're
Right.
because you're loyal, so you'll be
Oh,
loyal to
that's
both of
right.
us. So I don't, unless if you didn't have any relationship with the other guy and you just thought he was whatever, then yeah, but nah, I don't believe that you would have
Oh, you're
handled it
true.
the same
Yeah,
way,
that's true because it's like
because that's
he
what
does.
makes him baby girl. Like he'll go to Serena and be like, "Oh yeah, he loves you. He just wants to be with you," and then he goes to like, it's just so
It's
like,
like keep your mouth shut,
just
Kendall.
no one asked you, boy.
Like stop being in the drama and be in your
Yeah,
little happy like relationship over there.
I don't. I'm not here for the relationship either. So
Really, you don't like the relationship?
boring,
Yeah,
snooze fest.
but usually the boring couples sometimes win. But I feel like the
I'll
public
be
doesn't really like Kendall, so I'm not sure.
yeah.
I hope you guys enjoy this episode with Hannah. She is a ball of fun, hilarious, and I know y'all will enjoy it. Bye. Guess what?
What?
I got a new vibrator.
Oh.
Ta-da!
Ooh.
This is the Groove dual-sided heating vibrator wand. What I'm excited about is I get to do this style.
Ooh.
Because my other vibrators are kind of too short. But with this, it's almost like I could just...
Oh.
You know?
Yeah.
And you know what the best part is? You can enjoy up to 2.5 hours
Oh.
of playtime.
You get 12 out of this.
And what also Quinn has are high quality lubricants.
I love a lube.
Any hole needs a lube.
Yes. Question mark.
They have two different ones. They have aloe based organic and they have silicone. Keep your standards high
Yes.
and have high quality lubricants and toys with Quinn.
With Quinn, you'll win.
Yay!
Okay, so before we begin, I just want to like know from the beginning, how did you get casted on Love Island?
So how I got casted on Love Island, I actually got a requested DM from one of the casting producers. They reached out to me. I literally thought it was a fake DM. They're like, "Oh, do you want to go on Love Island?" And I'm like, I showed my friend. I'm like, "What is this?" Like, they're trying to scam me. They want my information or something like that. But basically, I was just reached out by a casting director. He asked me, do you want to go on Love Island? And I was like, let's do it. I just wanted to be the man. That was really all I wanted. So I was like, you know what? I don't know how far I'll go, but let's just see what happens.
Like we'll literally just meet somebody. Oh my god, it's so funny. So I love that. I love that you were like chosen to be on the show.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, it feels like a dream. I feel like I wasn't even on the show. Now coming back into reality, it's just like everything happened so fast, and I'm just like, did I really go on Love Island?
I was gonna say, like, how does it feel coming from the villa and just being in this own world, and the show is still going, and now coming back home and adjusting, and then watching it on TV every night? Like, how does that feel?
It's so weird, to be honest. I'm like, I literally feel like coming back now, I'm like, did I really do that? Because this show, I didn't know how big this show was. I mean, because when I was asked to do the show, I knew the gist of the show, but to be honest, I never watched the show before. So I'm like, what did I sign up for?
Wait, that's crazy. And like this show is like a big deal. Like it's really like it's like a whole commitment to go on. Millions of people are watching you live. Like that's yeah. And you're just like, let's just do it. Let's find me a man, whatever it takes.
Meet a man, like, and obviously, didn't meet a man, but I'm
It's
still
okay.
open. I'm open. I'll definitely, call me. DM
I was
me.
gonna say, like, are your DMs like popping now since you've been on the show?
I'm not gonna lie, it is really hard to keep up with the DMs, and it's hard for me to try to get back to people. I'm, trying the best, but it's so crazy. I mean, I'm just a normal girl. Like, I'm just a girl, okay?
You're like, I'm just a girl.
I'm just a girl. So yeah, it's all so surreal, and I'm just so grateful and thankful for this opportunity that I got to go into Love Island as an OG, and the support coming off has been amazing. I didn't know this many people liked me.
You're like, oh my god, this is great. I hope you get to come back on though, because I feel like your life on Love Island was cut so short, and I was so sad to see you go. Like I was pissed because I really thought you'd be in there for a while. Like I wanted to see you in there for a while. So, but anyways, like before get it kicked off, like you were coupled up with Kendall, kind of just by default.
It was, yeah.
What was that interaction like with him? Because I know that you guys, it was by default, but it really seemed like it actually was a lot of chemistry between the both of you guys.
And that's the thing. So me and Kendall, originally we were coupled up by default, but we literally went into it, we both have similar personalities. So we were like, let's just have fun, let's cut up, let's get to know each other. And it really did blossom into something, we did really like each other. But obviously, things died out. And for me, the thing for me is like, I thought of this as my real life. I didn't think of this as a game. So I had to put into perspective, we don't live in the same state. He travels for work. So it's like, we're in here having fun and getting to know each other. But on the outside world, are we going to see each other? That's how I was thinking. I wasn't playing this thing as a game. So I was like, would this realistically work? But I'm not going to lie. I really did like him, and, the feelings were there, but it just died out. But I mean,
yeah,
you never know. you never know.
Literally.
When the show aired, when the show is done. But
I like that you said that you were thinking like kind of in like long term, like you were thinking realistically, and you weren't thinking of the game, because that just shows that you were there for the right reasons, and you weren't just there to just like try to stay in the villa for as long as possible. Do you ever feel like I mean, you don't have to say names if you don't want to, but do you ever feel like other people were kind of playing the game a little bit just to
I'm not gonna say any names, but I do think some people went in, strictly, they know this is a game, they know it's a game show, they're calculated, they know what they're doing. So that I didn't in playing it as a game. I went in it as I didn't know much about the show. I had the gist about it, but I'm like, I hope to find a real connection. That's what I went into Love Island as.
Yeah.
And I want to
Yeah.
live here with
And
boyfriend.
I'm rooting for you to find a man. Like I just
Thank
like I wish you were there longer, but I mean even outside the villa, like I'm rooting for you to find a man.
Thank
So
you.
like when Hakeem came in, which I think Hakeem is fine. Okay, girl. I was
I definitely turned my head for Hakeem when I
right.
first. He's definitely an attractive guy. He was my
And
type.
for sure. I was like, Kendall's very good looking as well. I mean, all of you guys are hot, but I was like, okay, Hakeem is cute. So I understood like you turning your head a little bit. What was that, that dynamic like with Hakeem? Like maybe something that we didn't see, on the show.
So I would say my dynamic with Hakeem was, I wanted to pull him for a chat. We had our first chat. Honestly, we talked for like a good hour and we had a lot of things in common as well. So that's why I said I was 50-50, because the reason I was 50-50 is because, and the 50-50,
The trauma you
I was
caused.
gonna say, don't tell him 50-50. 50-50 is not good to say.
No.
Now I know I will never tell a man I'm 50-50. Like, don't say that. But it's just with Hakeem, we had a lot of fun as well. We had a lot of things in common. He lives in Miami. I lived in Miami before as well. So I feel like we could just relate on that. And, he was just a fun guy. He made me laugh. I thought he was attractive. So I did want to get to know him more. But obviously, I had spent more time with Kendall. So I knew that I was going to choose Kendall. I just needed more time to get to know Hakeem. So that's
Yeah.
kind of was for me like 50-50. I really didn't know, but I did enjoy being around Hakeem. He's such a fun and cool guy, but things got a little rocky at the fire pit when the
Right.
down.
The way he called you out was so disrespectful because it's just like, bro, like it's nothing personal. We've had a few like chats,
And
it's
it's like, I did tell everyone knew Kendall was my number one. Everybody knew that me and Kendall spent most of our time together. We had such a good time. We were growing a connection. So it's like, I've been around this man longer. So of course I'm going to choose him. But I was interested in Hakeem. So, I just had to play it out and what was best for me. I don't feel like I needed to tell Kendall I was 50-50. You know what I mean? There's just some things I don't feel like I need to say.
right.
It's obvious. So,
But it's
yeah,
Love Island, so it's like you kind of have to say it or else people are going to be pissed. But then they're going to be pissed anyway, even if you say 50-50 or not. Like,
it's regardless. So it's
right.
just like, just let me live my life. Like,
Right.
he do me.
So what
But
was it about Hakeem that like he just couldn't get it on with the girl? Like it seemed like he started fights with everyone. Like what was it maybe I need a refresher, but what was it about him that was just like all of you guys were just like always on him, like giving, he always pissed somebody off.
I just feel like, I would never talk bad about anybody because these all really are my family coming outside. This is my family. They're all very good friends to me now.
Sure.
I just feel like Hakeem is very direct. Like he does not play around. He's just gonna say what he's thinking, and I just feel like that's his personality,
Yeah. Yeah. He kind of needs somebody who just will like be able to take it, and that's just, and be direct with him too, and like put him in his place.
Well, that's originally why I was interested in Hakeem because, with Kendall, he kind of made me a little confused. I needed more reassurance with him. With Hakeem, he was very direct. Like, I want you, this is it. And that's what I said I want. I want a man that is very direct with me. But I don't want a man to come at me and, be a little crazy. I don't want that. So
of course. Yeah. Someone who just stands their ground, knows what they want, and just lets you know. So you're not like thinking like, if they're confused or not. So I get that.
Exactly.
Sure.
So that's kind of, where things got a little messed up. But
going back to Kendall though, because I thought it was hilarious, but I also know why he was pissed about it. I know you know what I'm going to go into.
I know exactly what to talk about.
Like when it goes to the challenge, because so you went into the challenge and you were just having a good time and you chose to kiss, Hakeem over Kendall, even though you guys got into a little like tiff. You made him breakfast that morning. You promised that you would change. Right. Honestly, girl, like I kind of felt like I would do the same thing. Like I would almost be a little just kind of like having a good time and maybe just so in the zone that you're not thinking of it. So I just thought it was hilarious and relatable. Like, but what was that moment like? for you.
Okay, I know from the outside, for the viewers, like, that looks crazy. It's like this girl literally made breakfast for Kendall. She said she's not going to talk to Hakeem anymore. And then we do this challenge. And I'm like, I'm targeting Hakeem. So I get it. But so this is how we played it. So all of us girls, we went in. This is a challenge. Nobody's feelings, let's just have fun. No feelings are involved. So all of us girls told each other, don't choose your guy. Like, let's make it fun. Let's make it funny. Nobody get their feelings hurt. So you know me, I'm like, okay, we're gonna be funny. Let's be funny. So they were like, you know what you should do? You should choose Hakeem and target him. So I'm like, okay, like
The girls told you this?
well, so obviously you see, not everybody did it, but for the most part, Leah chose Kendall, Liv chose Kendall, like,
Everyone
hey,
was
so
playing the game, yeah.
it was a game to us. It was nothing serious. That's how challenges are supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun and funny, and you're not supposed to take anything personal, but yeah, they definitely took it very personal. And I get it, I started thinking if it was roles reversed and, Kendall did that to me, I would feel some type of way. So I get it. But to us girls, it was a game. We were just playing to have fun. So I targeted Hakeem. I thought it was funny. Like, I still say, I thought it was funny. And the girls were cracking up. And it's like, to be honest, I don't feel like I did anything bad because I didn't even really kiss Hakeem because I fell in.
Right. You literally didn't even end up doing it. You ended
I didn't even kiss him. I was drowning in the water. So, I mean, I'm like, cut me a little slack. Like, I know that I targeted him, but I didn't even kiss him. Like,
right, like it didn't actually happen. Yeah,
but
no, I think the funniest part, like as a viewer, is like afterwards just like realizing like, oh shit, he's pissed.
oh my gosh, that night in the villa, the guys were pissed. Like, the energy was, there was no energy there. They were mad. They were very, very mad.
I was gonna say, like, look, I'm all about men being very emotional, like, and having emotions and not being like a brick wall. But these guys this season, like they really let like y'all know how they feel. Like, it's crazy. Like, you guys, I think everyone is so emotional, and it's so like it's fun to watch. It is great reality TV. I'm gonna say, like, y'all are killing it.
Yes, the guys in there, honestly, not even saying for just the guys, like all of us in general, your emotions are heightened in there. You're living in this villa. You don't know what day it is. You don't know what time it is. You don't have any outside interaction. You really get to know everyone on such a personal level. So your feelings are definitely involved. I said I was never going to cry on national TV, and look at me. I was boohoo crying every day. Like, I mean, your feelings really do get involved. None of this is scripted. Nothing is staged. It is your real life and really how you feel. So, I mean, to be honest, all of us had our feelings involved, but the guys definitely were very emotional.
And I think that's why the show is so great. It's because you could feel like how authentic it is. So, and I think even as a viewer, like we even start to get like really attached to you guys as well too, especially when it's like an episode every day. We get so attached, we get so invested. So, and when you guys, like, the more vulnerable that you are, I feel like the more vulnerable we get. Yeah, and it gets just better TV.
It does, to be honest, but Love Island is very real. You don't know what day it is. You don't know what time it is. And you really, on the outside world, say you're talking to a person for 2-3 days, you're not going to feel these strong feelings, like you just met this person. But in the villa, you're sleeping with them. You're around them 24/7. You're doing everything together. So your feelings grow so much faster than how they do in the outside world. So
yeah, no, that's crazy. Because usually, if you're talking to someone, there's like so many different phases. Like, you're texting them a little bit, you're waiting to text you back. You know what I mean? They don't text you back, you go a little crazy. But when you're in the villa, it's like, I can imagine, like, they are right there. Like, you have no choice but to have a connection or talk to them,
And it's like, in the outside world, you might be talking to a guy and he might be telling you, oh, you're the only girl that I'm talking to, but they can hide that. When you're in this villa, you cannot hide anything because girls are wanting to pull your guy for a chat, and you just have to kind of sit there and take that, and on the outside world, that is not a thing. Like, if you want to take my man for a chat, girl, that's not
right.
You're not taking my man anywhere. So
Right.
it's
Exactly.
a whole different world in there, you know?
How'd
And
that feel? Like seeing that, like when, girls would take, Kendall for chats or vice versa. Like, what was that feeling like?
I mean, so of course I knew, Love Island, people do pull people for chats, but realistically, like, I don't like that. Like, I'm starting to get to know this guy. Like, I don't really want the dude that I'm coupled up with to be getting pulled for chats, but that's just the name of the game. And honestly, you kind of get used to it. But realistically, in real life, like, on the outside, I'm like, you're not pulling my man for a chat. Like, you're not getting near my man, okay? Like, no, you're not taking my man anywhere. He's right here. You want to come talk to him? Come talk to me. Like,
right. Like, just imagine you're up in the club and someone's just like, can I pull you for a chat? And you're like, no, what the fuck? Hell no.
You better go somewhere else. You're not pulling my man.
Right.
But Love Island is not how it is in the real world. Everything is so different. And to be honest, we both told each other, we're going to get to know everybody. You have to give everybody a fair chance because, somebody might not be your type realistically on paper and in the real world, but, you get to know these people and you like their personality and they're just such great people. So then you do start to think, oh, maybe, something could happen with this person.
Right, right. And was there anyone else besides Kendall and Akeem that you were interested in? Like, I know that there was a little bit of like kind of hinting a connection between you and Cordell. Was that something? Oh, okay.
No. That's my brother. That is my brother. There was no connection. I mean, I did pull him for a couple chats and, Cordell is such a sweet, genuine guy. So that was really it for me. He was like a brother to me, so there was no romantic spark.
Okay.
But I was a little confused because before the recoupling with the guys that night, the night that I got sent home, we did have really good chats, and I told him, I'm like, Cordell, I really think I'm going home tonight. He's like, why would you say that? Don't say that. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm like, I don't have a strong connection with anyone in here. It's more just me being around my guy friends, and that's it, And the way that he worded it in the recoupling, I was like, hold on now. Like, you better choose me? Like, what is going on? For a moment, I was kind of like, I know he's not about to choose me. And obviously he didn't because we were just friends. I think if it would have been between me and another girl, he would have chose me just to save me as a friend. But we didn't have, a relationship connection or anything like that. We were just very good friends. So that's all it was between us. And honestly, that's really how it was between me and all the guys in the villa. I did not have a romantic connection really with anyone. Obviously, in the beginning, yes, me and Kendall did. And we were trying to see where it would go. But it just, obviously, as you can see, it died out.
Yeah.
So I knew, I wasn't there to fake it. I wasn't there to just stay in the villa, So I was like, if it's my time to go, it's my time to go.
Yeah. Because I was wondering about that because I know that just as a viewer, and obviously we can't see everything, right? Like we're probably only seeing like 10% of what happens.
Absolutely.
So with you and Kendall, like I know that, the bombshells came in, Andrea and Nicole obviously picked Kendall. And that was like a whole drama, obviously, with Leah and Rob and everything. But with you and Kendall, they didn't ever show any sort of like conversation. I really wasn't even sure if you were jealous, upset about it. And I was kind of like wanting to know like how you were feeling. So what was going on in your mind when at that moment when you realized Kendall and Nicole were gonna, couple up?
I mean, at that point for me, I felt like Kendall wasn't giving me enough. How it really was, I don't think they showed a lot of this, but how it was is like me and Kendall would have a chat every day, kind of be like repetitive. He'd be like, oh, how are you? How are you feeling? I'd be like, oh, I'm good. And then that would just kind of be it. So in my mind, I was like, he's not doing enough. He's not giving me enough reassurance. I just felt like it wasn't going anywhere. So, when Nicole came in, I kind of knew, if he wants to get to know this girl, and I backed off too. I was like, you know what? If it's really meant to be, it'll be. So I'm going to let him have his time with Nicole and get to know her. So I honestly was really just chilling. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to see. I'm not going to bother the guy. I'm not going to do too much. I'm just going to play it out and see how it works out. And obviously, did really like Nicole. But in the beginning, we did have something really good. But, I just felt like for me, they didn't show this either, but I knew in my mind, I kind of just came to the conclusion like, it's not going anywhere, it's not progressing how I want. So I did just want to tell Kendall, like I want to be friends, but I didn't get that opportunity to tell him. So then, him and Nicole recoupled and we did have a chat after that. He's like, I want to apologize and, let you know I'm always going to root for you. And we were on the same, so it was never any bad vibes, any tension. But me and Kendall, we did hang out a lot and, there was never any animosity or any, bad vibes between us. It just, realistically, it just died out. And that happens,
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that's what I thought, but I just wasn't sure. I was still kind of like, wait, there's a storyline that feels a little unfinished and I need more like details of. So, but yeah, like now, watching the episodes, and you're seeing Kendall and Nicole's relationship kind of progress, like what do you think about the relationship? Like, what are your thoughts?
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I obviously, my feelings kind of died out for him, but seeing him, with another girl realistically on TV, I'm like, I did like this guy. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I do think about him. I'm not gonna lie, I do still think about him and, wonder what if I did something different? You know what I mean? What if I opened up a little bit more? Because, in the real world, I'm not used to really telling my feelings like this and being vulnerable. And, that's one thing that I've come out of this experience. I'm ready to be vulnerable and tell someone how I feel and grow and progress with someone. So, yeah, I'm seeing it on TV and I'm like, oh, okay. Like, he really does. So, I mean, who knows,
right.
Obviously, I'm happy with whatever happens, but I did really like him in the beginning. It died out, but I mean, you never know.
Right, it is. I truly feel like I saw a really good connection, like even on screen. So we'll see what happens. Because I mean, anything could happen at this point, right?
Anything can happen. You never know. It's Love
like,
Island.
It's literally Love Island. Yeah, I feel like right now, like all the strongest couples are really like on the verge of being like, tested.
Everything is so crazy. Costa really
fuck shit up.
Some stuff. I mean, I'm like, holy crap, what is going on?
And speaking of Costa, like I wish you were there for Costa because I feel like this would have been a chance to like connect with some new guys. Is there anyone, any Costa boys that you would have like definitely talked to, or maybe you talk to now and have a vibe with?
So Josiah definitely is.
He's fine too.
I knew Josiah in the real world. He's from Charlotte, so I knew him. So when I saw that he was going into Casa, I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Because obviously Josiah is very attractive to me. So, if I still would have been in there, I definitely would have, talked to Josiah. But we did. We watched the movie night with each other the other night.
Oh my God. Okay. So I didn't even realize or know that you guys even knew each other. That's what a coincidence.
So that was so crazy to me. I'm like, there's no way Josiah is going as a Casa boy when I just left. Because I do feel like, me and Josiah probably would have, talked in there and got to know each other more. So,
but
me and Josiah real world. So that's why it was so funny to me. Like we watched the movie night together just a couple days ago, and we were just talking about our experiences and just how crazy everything is. So
I know I kind of feel bad for the Casa boys just because I feel like none of the girls were like just turning heads,
Going into Casa, you don't really have much of a chance, especially when the girls already have a strong connection with the guys. It's kind of like you got to really turn their head for them to choose you. Otherwise, you're literally going in there and just having fun and packing your suitcase. All right, see ya.
Literally, you're just there for vacation and that's it. Like you're not.
Honestly, I felt so bad. Not many of the Casa boys got to stay.
Literally not at all. Yeah.
And they went out. That was it.
Like we did not get to know them at all. Like there was no like interaction. I feel bad for them. Hopefully they can come back for like another round maybe or something.
Hopefully. I feel so bad. You do all this and you go in and then you're like, well, I got to know you guys and now I gotta leave. Like that's sad, honestly. I wish I could have gotten time, to know the girls, but
for sure,
the girls are stuck in their ways. They already are they already like their guys. So,
But I
you
feel
know,
like it's like that in the real world, right? Like it's so much harder to turn like the girl's head versus like the man. Like I feel like men are just, I mean, we
men
saw the difference. Like
don't even
they ran the fuck out of there, ready to go to Casa. Like it was crazy.
they did not care. They were like so ready to go. When I saw that, I was like, these dudes don't care. Like, any second they got, they were like, oh yeah, we're on the way to Casa. I'm like, y'all did not care. Y'all were so ready. They were acting out in Casa.
They
Oh my,
were, I probably feel like that had to be like the most Casa, I mean, the messiest Casa
that
experience
was
I think I've seen so far.
that was so messy. I was like, these dudes did not hold back. They did not care. Like, they had a ball in Casa. I
They
mean,
did for sure.
I feel so bad because it's like all the girls were so loyal, and then the dudes go to Casa for 1 minute, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, free will. Let's do whatever we want." Like,
Literally, yeah. And yeah, I mean, it makes for great reality TV. As a viewer, I'm loving it. But if
it
I was in
does.
the villa, that would fuck with me so
Oh, I'm
much.
pissed. I would have been.
That
I would
was
have
my
said,
man.
y'all wanted to do your big one over there and come back, and then think we're just gonna be cool. There's no way. That's
Oh,
crazy.
crazy. Well, we're running out of time, and I'm so glad to have spoken to you. I could chisme with you like all
All day.
day and just keep talking about Love Island. Like this is my favorite show. You guys have been killing it. And I hope, like, I'm gonna say this now, and I hope Peacock is listening. Like, bring my girl Hannah back because we need more of you. Like, our time was cut short, you know? So, but yeah, but you know, for those who are listening, where can they find you? Do you want to plug your Instagram?
So yes, I actually just changed my name on Instagram because nobody could find my page. But my new Instagram is Hannah Smith with 3 H's on the end, a dot XO. That is my new Instagram name. So that's where you guys can find me.
Perfect. And I'll have it linked below. So just in case they don't know how to spell. There's like, I
I was
need
like,
the
I
easiest
probably
way.
had to change it because nobody could find me. So I was like, let me just link my name. That might be a
Yeah,
little.
that's so funny. Well, thank you so much, Hannah.
Yeah.
And thank you guys. Oh, yeah, for everyone, let me plug myself. And then follow me, Stephanie Megan, or go to brocotherapy.com. All that shit is there. Thanks, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Broke girl therapy.